Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if this is your first time here. My name is Marissa Coleman. I am a second grade teacher, first year in the Pacific Northwest, and this is a Q&A. All right, well, welcome guys. I have my choice of caffeine right here in my, focus, teacher off duty little wine glass. If you have a drink of choice or a snack, or just have some time to take a seat, get comfortable, and let's chat. Okay, so because I film on my phone, I have all of my questions written down on a paper over here. So I'm gonna go through each one, give an answer, and if you have any additional questions or anything you want clarification on, just drop it in the comments below. Please excuse the mess behind me. My daughter's play stuff ends up everywhere in our house, so that's how it goes. First, today is Wednesday, November 23rd. I am on break for Thanksgiving right now. Our break started today. So a lot of you I know get the whole week off. Some of you only get Thursday and Friday off. I feel very fortunate. I just had a short week this week, yesterday and Monday, and now I get a 5-day weekend for Thanksgiving. It'll be fun. Okay, so the first question I got is, how did you decide to be a teacher? So this goes back to elementary school, I guess. When I was in elementary school, I really wanted to be an author. I would write stories all the time. I would have everyone from my friends to my piano teacher read my stories. I really wanted to get published. I heard that the guy that wrote Aragon, I think is what it's called, maybe, was like 16 when his first book was published. So I really wanted to jump on that bandwagon. Didn't have that opportunity. But my senior year of high school, I did have the opportunity to be do like an internship with my own kindergarten teacher. So the teacher that taught me in kindergarten, I was able to work with her for one class period every day. The school was just down the street from my high school. So I would go over there once a day and help in the classroom for about an hour and just kind of get a feel for teaching. I loved it, loved the kids, learned a lot. Then I went to college and I really wasn't sure if teaching was what I wanted to do. I also thought about going into nutrition and started taking some classes on that, but it just didn't really fulfill me. And when I thought about teaching, I thought it would be such a good fit for me. I'm someone that loves a good project. I love to be given parameters on what needs to happen, goals, and then find ways to make it happen, which is really what teaching is all about. You're given a group of kids. They say they're here. They need to be here by the end of the year. So get them there. So I ended up going into teaching. It took a long time. School during elementary school, middle school, and high school was very easy for me. Everything came pretty naturally, but once I hit college, I kind of hit a wall and it became very difficult. So it took me 8 years to get a 4-year degree, but I finally got my teaching degree, and then a year later I had my master's degree. So in multilingual learner education. So then I was able to get into the classroom. I spent a couple years working as an instructional assistant in a 4th grade classroom, which gave me some good experience for how the classroom functioned. And then I was able to, and then during COVID was when I did my student teaching. So that was all virtual. And then my first year working at my current district, I was hired on as a Title I teacher. So I would just pull small groups all day. I wouldn't have my class. So this year is my actual first year of teaching in the classroom. And I'm loving it. It's the best decision. I love teaching. It's great. It's hard. but every job is hard. Every job has its challenges, but I love the challenges that come with teaching. They're ones that work for me, and I love the joy and the benefits that come from teaching. It's great. Okay, so the next question is, what is your favorite grade to teach? So I've had experience in a lot of different grade levels. I did my internship in high school with kindergarten. I did my work as an instructional assistant in 4th grade, and I did my student teaching in 3rd grade. I worked with 1st through 4th grade last year in small groups, and then this year I'm teaching 2nd grade. So it's been kind of all over the place. And I've loved all of them for different reasons, but I will say I'm really liking 2nd grade a lot. The kids are independent enough to be able to work on their own, but they're young enough that they still have a lot of, like respect for their teacher. They generally do what they're told and asked to do. They get excited about things at school, and they're hilarious. So I'm really liking 2nd grade. I'll have to say that's my favorite for right now. Let's see. The next question is, did you grow up in the Pacific Northwest? No. So I grew up in Utah, northern Utah, in a little suburban town. I have 3 younger siblings. So I grew up there. Then I served a religious mission, and was assigned out here to the Pacific Northwest. When I got here, I met a family that I became really close to, and after my mission was over, we stayed in touch, and they asked me to come out here and work for them. And so I did, and I fell in love with the area, fell in love with a boy, started a family, and now I'm here. So I love the Pacific Northwest. As you can probably tell from my videos, we do live near the coast. And so it's just so lush and green almost all year. The driest part is in the summer. And it's a really great place to live. I love it. Do I have kids? Yes. So I met my husband a few years ago. We were both working for that same company. And we were really good friends for a long time. Once he became single, we started hanging out. He had 2 daughters from his previous marriage. And then shortly after we became good friends and were hanging out, we started dating. And then, so we dated for a while. Then he proposed to me in February of 2020. Yeah, February of 2020. We got pregnant in April. Was it April? March or April of 2020. And we got married in June of that year. And then that December, I had my daughter. So I have 2 stepdaughters. We have them about 50% of the time. They're amazing. I love them. It took us about, I would say, you'd have to ask them for their perspective. But from my perspective, it took about a year for us to find a rhythm as like a functioning family. It's tough. I mean, those of you out there that are step parents or step kids, like, that relationship doesn't come easy. It takes work, just like any relationship. But we worked at it for a year, spent time together, built our relationships with each other, and I feel like we're in a really good place now. So I love my stepdaughters. They're amazing. So they're with us half the time. And then we have my daughter all the time. She will be 2 in December of this year. Pretty exciting. And I love my family so much. We fit together so well, and it's so much fun. I cannot believe how lucky I am to have my family and live where I live and have the life I have. So feel very blessed, very grateful. Let's see. Okay, the next question was, what is the best part about teaching 2nd grade? Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. The best part about teaching second grade is probably seeing the kids learn. When I was growing up and I would like help my sister with homework, or when I would tutor kids in my neighborhood, my favorite thing was being able to explain a concept in a way to where they would get it. And they got it, and it was like the best feeling in the world to see the light bulb go off in their head. So I would say the best part of teaching second grade for me right now is seeing when kids get it. Or at least seeing them get excited about what they're learning. We are currently learning about Greek mythology during our social studies time. And it's so much fun because I love Greek mythology so much. And my excitement is rubbing off on the kids. So when I see them get really excited about it, it makes me so happy. I have one student that came in the other day and was like, I've watched Hercules every night since we started talking about Greek mythology. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cute. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. I also just love, there's so much I love about it. And this is, I guess, more than just second grade. This is just what I love about teaching in general. But I love planning. So like, I love to sit down and look at a fresh week and like plan out everything that I want to do, the lessons I'm gonna teach, making all my slides. I find that very enjoyable. So I'm a big time planner. I love to plan. So that's a lot of fun. And just doing the activities with the kids. I love so much of it. I would say the hardest part of teaching so far has been student behavior. I've got some kids that really struggle with not being able to do what they want to do in the moment. Got a lot of kids that want to be able to go hang out with their friends in the middle of a lesson, or that want to be working on pictures that they're drawing in the middle of the instruction. Oh, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I'm talking kind of quietly. My daughter's asleep. So they struggle with those behaviors, and learning how to manage those behaviors is really difficult. I have like my behavior system set up in place, like so many warnings, you get a yellow card, so many more warnings, you get a red card. Yellow card, you have to fill out a think time form. Red card is lunch detention. So I have the system in place, but it's really tricky when they do one behavior and get a warning, then they do a different behavior, get another warning. It's just hard to keep track of it and hard to follow through sometimes. So I'm working on that. But other than that, it's a lot of fun. Okay, and then the last question I got was, do you have any tips for new teachers? Yes. My first piece of advice all the way around that is to make good friends with your team. So as a first year teacher, it's so important to build good relationships with your team members and to come in with an open mind. Listen to the people who have been doing this for a long time. You may have a lot of ideas for things you want to do, and that's great, but listen to the veteran teachers, take their feedback into account, and learn from the experiences that they've already been through. There were so many things I wanted to do this year my own way, and I quickly found out that a lot of those ways were not the most effective ways. And when I talked to my team about it, they're like, oh, yep, I remember trying that. Like, it's best to do it like this. And so just be prepared to learn from other teachers around you. My other tip is don't get too caught up in your classroom aesthetic. It's very important to have a good, welcoming, happy classroom, but don't go spend all your money on classroom decor just to make everything match. Hand-me-downs are great. Dollar store is great. Yeah, because I spent so long this summer setting up my classroom, and I'm so glad I did. It turned out really well, but a lot of like the cutesy things that I did really don't matter as much as the structure of my classroom, the things I'm teaching, my routines, my procedures. It just doesn't matter as much. And then my last piece of advice is to make sure you're finding ways to love the kids. Teaching will be miserable if you're not enjoying yourself around the kids and loving the kids. It's probably almost intolerable, honestly. And to create space for love for the kids starts with sharing and listening. Just, you know, telling kids about like your favorite color or about things you enjoy, not getting too personal, obviously, but like sharing parts of yourself with them and then listening when they want to do that in turn. So when they come up to you wanting to show you something that they've made or tell you about something that happened over the weekend, listening and building a relationship there, because that student-teacher relationship in its appropriate and fullest form is what will do the most for kids, especially in the younger grade, and well, honestly, any grade, when you are building a system of mutual trust and respect with your students. Your classroom management will go more smoothly. Students will feel safer and they'll be able to absorb more information that you're teaching. They'll listen to classroom rules and and being consistent is also important and goes with that, which is something I'm working on too. So that's all the questions that were asked of me. But if you have any additional questions or any clarification that you want, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. This is my first time doing a video like this, so if you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know that too. Just please do it kindly. And hopefully I'll make more of these in the future if you guys like them. If not, we'll just stick with vlogs. But I wanted to give it a shot. So thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can see more of my content, more of my videos. I'm also on Instagram at Happy Stepping. I hope you guys have a super happy Thanksgiving, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.